Hi, Orange Girl here with another scrapbooking process video for you. I'm working with November Hip Kit Club Kits from 2017, and I'm also using this great sketch by Tanya, and I'm going to modify it just a little bit, and I'll show you that in a second. But I'm going to use 3 photos instead of 1. So you see where the sketch suggests one big photo, and if you check out Tanya's layout, she did use one big photo. I'm going to use these 3 smaller photos of my daughter taken, I think 6 years ago now. So these are older photos that I've never scrapped, and they are of her sledding with her daddy and taking off her gloves in the end, and getting them a little wet, and her fingers are a little cold. So I started with these 3 photos, and I grabbed, that is a strip, like a branding strip from one of the pattern papers. And then I grabbed several other patterned papers from the main kit, and that pink one is the exclusive pattern paper for this month. And I'm going to trim it just a little bit because I want it to sit inside the other layers. And so what I'm doing there is I'm using my photograph to kind of measure, because I still want the photo to rest within the inside of that pink, but I want the pink to rest inside the blue, just like that. So that is going to be the start of my basic layers. The sketch has quite a few layers underneath that photo, over especially on the right side of the photo, and so I'm mimicking that there with that branding strip and the black paper, the black and white check paper. And then I pulled out all of these lovely different snowflakes that came within the kit. Many of them, I think, came in the embellishment kit and in a pack, but there are so many snowflakes throughout all of the kits that I just saw winter when I saw them, and we really haven't had a lot of winter yet, although it's gotten a lot cooler here. There's really been just a little slight dusting of snow just this week, actually, but not even enough to cover the grass. So we really haven't had a lot of that. So I've been reaching back into some older photos that I just hadn't had a chance to scrap yet, and pulling from those to use these gorgeous papers. So this is the basic design of my page, and I think what I'm going to go ahead and do here in a little bit is I'm going to cut that white paper, and I'm going to put that black check that's over on the right underneath it, but not the whole page of black, because I want to save that because I really love that paper. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to get similar colors in each of those 3 corners. So I kind of want a little bit of blue, a little bit of gold, a little bit of pink. Something like that. And I'm trying to decide if I want, there we go, I'm going back to the sketch and trying to decide if I want to change it up a little bit, or if that's how I end up wanting it. And so I kind of go back and forth between these different snowflakes and trying to determine if I want to add different frames behind these photos or leave it a little bit more plain. And I end up going with leaving it more plain. I just end up putting tissue behind it, tissue paper, because I really like the look of the layers that are there to the right of the photos, and I just want that to stand out rather than layers behind the photos, if that makes sense. So now I'm working on my title, and I decided to call it Snow Much Fun. And so I love this white alpha that has little black polka dots in it. And I'm sorry, I can't remember which kit that's from, but I absolutely love it. And I decided to use one of the kind of gray, it's a gray and a black kind of together snowflake as my O in Snow Much. And then I used my silhouette cameo to cut out I'm trying to think, the word fun, I think, and I used a cut file, a free cut file on the Hit Kit Club blog that is a bunch of snowflakes. There it is right there. So I end up not using that fun because I just didn't like the way that it looked. But I do use some of the snowflakes out of that same black and white checkered paper that you see already on my layout. So I end up using the gold alphas that are exclusive alphas that I just also love, and I haven't used them a lot actually, even though I've used a lot of this kit. Well, I shouldn't even say that. I've made quite a few projects with this kit. I still have so much left, which is great because I'm also doing my December documented with a lot of items from these kits that came out in November. And I'm just loving them. The papers are gorgeous. The exclusives are gorgeous. And you can do winter layouts. You can do a lot of Christmas things are included in that. So I ended up using fun ends up coming from the exclusive alphas, and then also um, I use some of the little what are those things called? Asterisks from there because I thought they looked kind of like snowflakes. So, you know me, I have to put something behind everything. So I grabbed some of my Shimmerz products, and to be honest, I can't remember if any of these were included in any kits, but I think most of them are from my stash. I'm starting with Aqua Hues Piglet, which actually has been discontinued, and I just kind of splattered some on there. It's a super light pink, and put some blotches on there, use a little bit of the packaging technique, and now I'm doing the same thing with the Creamies Ride the Tide. So I just, these colors match the kit really well, and the things that came in the color kit are completely awesome, and I love them, and I actually have a couple of layouts planned with using those, but for this layout, it didn't quite match for me, so I wanted to use these other light pinks and blues. So I'm also adding some colorings, Mama Sings the Blues, which is a little bit darker blue, and I add some Vibes Sweetheart right here, which is a little bit more of a darker pink, and I add those in just for a little variety, and I don't use the packaging technique with that. I just use it as more of a splatter, and so I'm just kind of messing back and forth. You can see that my title is over there to the right along with the snowflakes, and I kind of put them over there on purpose along with the snowflake that's just above my layout there, because that is about how far over and how far up my text and snowflakes come, and so I just wanted to have an idea how far I wanted the mixed media to go behind it. So what I did off camera, and I didn't really realize that I did this off camera, is I glued down all of the snowflakes now, and then I actually stitched through them with some gold thread, that gold thread that you see there. I thought I had the camera rolling, but I must not have for at least some of that. But now I'm adding some of my favorite sequins in the world. It came in the December documented kit in November, and I have used it on every layout, I think, that every part of my projects that I have done this month, because I just love it. It's the perfect sizes, perfect variety of colors. I'm also adding some gold thread here behind my photos in a couple of places, just for a little pop of gold. I think I actually come back in and add a little bit more splatters. I wanted a little bit on my photo of I add some of the gold color that is, I can't remember what it's called, Glorious Day, which is also a Shimmerz product. So I add a little bit of that, and I wanted a little bit of it to be on one of my photos with that white background. It looks kind of nice to do that. So I'm just kind of adding a few extra little things here, and that's about it. I put those little tubs on my photos there so that two reasons. One, so I wouldn't get any products on that, but also to hold it down because I just glued it with liquid adhesive. So The close-ups here are going to come up soon. First of all, you're going to see the Shimmerz products just because I thought it was easier than not just to take a photo. It was a little sneak that I posted on my Instagram feed. Um, and it shows a picture of the Shimmerz products that I'm using. If you do end up buying any Shimmerz products, if you type my name in the comments, you'll get a little extra something from them when you place your order. So if that's something that you plan on doing, you can go ahead and do that. So yeah, I've really enjoyed working with the kits this month. They're the products that I use. The Aqua Hues has been discontinued, I think, but there's some of the stitching and the sequins and the layers. And thanks a lot for stopping by. I really enjoyed making this, and there's more coming using this kit, believe it or not. Thanks a lot. Bye.